Namaste, namastizzle. All right, let's see what's going on here. Hopefully I've done this right. See if people show up. Let's see if people show up here. Namaste, namastizzle. Ugh. Love piece of pie. All right, give me 1 second. I think this is a raw. I thought see if this works. Afternoon, greetings, namaste. Hit that like button on your way in, please. Greetings, amazingly, butterfly rain, Anubis, brother Kunal. All right, and so that did work, huh? What's going on? So that link works. The link that I put in the chat on YouTube, that does work. That's how you get into the Zoom, the live Zoom. There we go. People coming in. Gia. What's up, Latanya? What's up, brother Moore? Glad to see faces to the names. Guess it has to take a minute to connect. Nice. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Great. Okay, you working, so you'll have your cam off. So okay. So I did it right. The link that I'm okay, people are coming in now. All right, let's see. Amazingly, Khalil. All these black people. What's up?
Mm-mm.
Good to see you all. Oh, somebody, peace. The Zoom link. Now they contacted me on Facebook too. The Zoom link. That's the Zoom link. Come in, make yourself comfortable. I don't think I got to introduce anyone because your names are right there. Greetings to everyone coming in. Peace. I wish there was a way I could play music, make this more of a fun atmosphere. I'm just always so hesitant when it comes to stuff like that because I don't want them to mute any part of the video. You know what I mean? Everybody had their camera off? Is everybody trying to put their cameras on? Oh, well, More, you said you was working, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want nobody to be seeing my workplace. It's pretty obvious when you see my shirt.
I
So
got, I got, I got you. Understood. Peace, Kenya. All right, so I got to navigate 2 chat rooms. Peace, Kenya. Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather, and everybody who's in the Zoom call. Is everybody getting prepared to turn their cameras on, or how does this work? All right, so I'll tell you what. While we wait, okay, there's Kalel. What's up, brother?
Peace, love, peace, and power, everybody.
Hey, Sharon.
Right.
You at work too? All right. Feel blessed and honored. Y'all come in during your work day. Lots of stuff going on. I mean, I think the trending topic that's really big right now is 2 things. One, that guy freezing at the White House, if that's what it was. So now the woke, I call them the woke community now. Now the woke community is talking about clones and his clone froze and blah, blah, blah. What's his name? Mitch something? McConnell? Was that his name?
Mitch McConnell. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, did I send you that video? I thought I did. If not,
you did. You did.
okay.
It's just
If
like
you-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you watch it, you'll
Mhm.
see that when the woman in green touched him, he instantly froze.
Really? Let's take a look. I looked at it briefly. I think I was in the middle of doing something else. I think Brother Moore did send it to me. Let us see. Huh. For some reason, I don't have it now. But it's like trending, so I'm sure I could find it if I wanted to. The trans women thing, yeah, that's trending too. Carly Russell, yeah, that's trending too. Dude who ran into North Korea, yeah, that's trending too. My wife was the one who told me about that one. The guy who ran, okay, there it is. All right. Brother Moore sent it to me again. All right, give me a second here.
This week.
Let's take a look. Let's see. All right. Where are we? Shed sound.
Has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Wait a minute. Are you good, Mitch?
Okay, Mitch.
He's checking.
Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your press? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Go ahead, John.
All right, so that's that. I must admit though, looks like someone who, I'm not saying that he didn't freeze. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he does look also like a very old person, like with Alzheimer's or something like that. But yeah, he froze. Same thing happened with Cardi B. Cardi B also did that. I'm not sure if y'all saw that one. She froze like she was in distress though. Did y'all see that one? Yes, no?
Most definitely. That's
No, I didn't see that one.
Peace, Alicia Killings.
Hey.
Yeah, that might be online somewhere. Cardi B freezing. It was kind of distressing for me to even watch that.
Wow.
Yeah, she just like her eyes kind of went live. wide. I mean, sorry. Yeah, here we go. I found it.
Al Roker did too on one of the Good Morning News.
Al Roker with it? All these
Mhm.
freaks.
Yeah, it was
Jeez.
like a couple years ago. They said like a magic word and he froze.
So a trigger word.
Yeah.
Trigger. Wow.
Exactly.
Cardi B though. Wow.
I feel nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. I feel a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You're gonna get good. Things are gonna look great. I feel a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You're gonna get good. Things are gonna look great.
I feel it all butterfly in my stomach.
I feel
Look at the
nervous, a
woman
little bit
behind her.
overwhelmed. I feel a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You're gonna get good. Things are gonna look great. I feel a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You're gonna get good. Things are gonna look great.
I feel it all butterfly in my stomach and vagina.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was a few years ago too. Didn't LeBron's son pass out on the basketball court? He actually had a cardiac arrest. Katy Perry has done it several times. So yeah, it's a lot of the glitches in the Matrix, the glitches in the clones. I mean, what else can you say to that? Then you have Carly Russell. I'm sure y'all have all heard that. Is what surprised me about the Carly Russell thing is how fast the memes came in. It's like, it's sad that she did this for attention. I'm assuming that's what it was. But how quick the internet got on it. I have a folder, y'all. I have a folder full of Carly Russell memes already. Yeah, I saved them. I saved them. I was like, because I couldn't believe how fast they were making them. So I think she may be being brought up on charges, false report. I'm assuming, you know, not sure, but I did want to take the time out. I tried my very best to stay away from this topic, right? Do any of you ladies watch Crimson Cure? Khalil, I think me and you talked about it, right? I mean, you watch it, right?
Yes, sir.
Crimson Cure be on it. You know, she makes some great videos, and she lets, as a melanated woman, she lets other melanated women know facts. As much as that, I think a lot of people may give her grief. Oh, and Just Hilarious, the comedian. She's getting, you know, heckled, I should say. She getting heckled about some comments she made about saying trans women will never be women, which is, I mean, that's a fact. You know? But it's a lot of Black women coming at her for that statement. Black women coming at her for that statement. Did you say something, Sharon? Anyway. Yeah, and hey, what's going on, Nate the Great? Check this out. This is Crimson Cure. The title is called How Women Cheered Their Own Erasure.
Woman who's not a woman relative to who. You'll understand that when you watch this clip and how they attempted to redefine womanhood, right? So without further ado, let me go to it. It's going to be super brief. His video is longer than this, but it's going to be brief. So here we go.
Hopkins University removed online glossary of LGBT terms and identities this week after its definition of the word lesbian used the term non-men to refer to women and some non-binary people. Just everybody off. Screenshots of the glossary before it was taken down showed that the university defined the word lesbian as a non-man attracted to non-men. It added that while past definitions have referred to lesbians as women who are sexually attracted to other women, the updated definition is intended to include everybody. So y'all gonna try to redefine what a man is too? You see that though? How like it is. It's like it's like misogyny, bro. You don't see them doing that shit to us. We don't play that shit. We don't play that shit. But I'm glad y'all clap back and handle that shit. But it's crazy that we like you don't see none of this shit causing uproars on the men's side, even though there are trans men out here. But you know they'll get folded trying to damn claim to be a man and try to redefine what a man is. That's crazy that y'all. That I ain't gonna say y'all. I ain't gonna say y'all because there's plenty of us out here on the front line fighting against this bullshit, man. But it's crazy that it's gotten this far, bro.
So I wanted you to hear that portion of it, the actual redefinition. They were trying to define things even within the rainbow community to redefine what a lesbian was. When everybody knows that a lesbian is a woman who is sexually attracted to other women. But because they women to be whatever you say it is, they now wanted to say that you can't say that lesbians are women who like other women. You got to say non-men who like other non-men. But that even contradicts their foolishness because there are people who claim non-binary that they're neither.
So what she's saying is that they're redefining stuff yet again. You know what I mean? And so non-men. So a non-man is not a woman, but it's a woman. It's a man who thinks he's a woman too. Right? Am I right?
If we don't know and we don't state who and what we are, then they can tell us anything.
Absolutely.
They've been trying to rewrite the Bible for a long time. For anybody who's really familiar with the Bible, you'll understand that there's male and female prostitutes in the temple when it comes to the sacred whore, and then the woman was removed, right? The same way they're trying to remove marriage between a man and a woman. They passed that law back in 2012 in North Carolina. And the day after they did it, Barack Obama made the law where gays could get married. And that was, that's over 10 years ago now at this point. But if we don't, we have less than a 2-week news cycle. Who truly pays attention anymore? This is the issue. When you don't pay attention, you will pay for it in other ways.
Brilliantly spoken. Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember a couple lives ago, I said that the average attention span of an adult, I was about to say a man, but an adult, average attention span is now 8 seconds. That is amazing to me. 8 seconds, really? I mean, I think a toddler may have a little more of an attention span than that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, though. So that's crazy to me, but yeah.
That's all by design. If you go back again about 10 or 12 years, they used to have this thing called Vine. Vine was a social media where they had very short videos, very funny, and then that algorithm switched to Instagram, and then it became real. So now we have TikTok, literally TikTok. I haven't heard anybody speak about the nature of that name, not to mention how the symbol is actually for Capricorn, right? And it's all about time. We can waste time with it. We can make it do what we want, but time is being wasted because we're not addressing. We aren't defining ourselves, hence we can be redefined.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been trying to stay away from the topic. you know, because it seems like a lot of people don't even want to address the issue. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go along and get along. Yet and still, I don't know if this is ever going to be resolved between melanated men and women. You know what I mean? I mean, just from my own experiences in the corporate world. I think I said this before, but just in case I haven't, and every time I was in a leadership position, and it was multiple times, trying to look out for my own people, the Black women act like I was a fucking enemy, you know, and kind of backstab me every chance they got. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making it up. It actually happened. And yet and still, I don't hate all Black women. That'd be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, just my own experiences. You know, nobody's paying attention, and they steadily distracting us with bullshit. Carly Russell might be a distraction, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff might be all of it just might be distraction. I could be wrong, but you know, they do this constantly. I remember Vine too, Nate the Great. I don't think I ever got on it. Was it a platform like Instagram? Can you enlighten me on that one?
Yes, sir. It was an app. It used to be, you don't see it as much anymore. It used to be really, really big on World Star Hip Hop. World Star Hip Hop made it famous. World Star Hip Hop was on its way to being bigger than YouTube. And then the owner died mysteriously about 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they kind of, you know, shift things over, reassert control, so to speak.
Oh, okay. All right. Brother Moore has something to say. Brother Moore, you got the floor. See, you raise your hand.
Yeah, my bad. My phone is up here freezing. So yeah, okay. I do have a thought in regards to Carly Russell. For one, she's an AKA, correct? Kamala Harris is an AKA. And then another thing is, and I talked to my wife about it a few times, is in regards to like them even having access to her phone. They stated that the CIA went through her phone. Is that correct? So how, like you said, like how do we know that like this isn't a distraction or anything like that? How do we know she's a real person at this point? So yeah, that's just my two on that. And then the other thing is like, even if she is a real person, it's definitely a distraction. I mean, amongst other things with all of this UFO stuff and whatnot, but it's definitely something to pull you away from your basic focus.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah, I don't really trust anything now. That's bad, but I don't trust no news, anything that's trending. I really don't trust any of it. You know, I've gotten to that point. So I totally agree with that, you know, about how's that even, has anyone actually seen her? You know what I mean? Everything they do seems to work swimmingly when it comes to distracting us. You know, what celebrity news is going on right now? There's something, let's see. Snapchat, very short videos. Oh, I don't even know what that looks like either. Snapchat. Peace, Rayshawn Justice.
Snapchat is trash to me. I've never used it one time. Snapchat, you have to understand, Snapchat is meant for children to send pictures that will disappear. So anybody who's played around with the Instagram DM or a Facebook Messenger and you've accidentally moved too fast and swiped up, you'll turn on the invisible mode where no one can see it. That's a mimicry of Snapchat. That's directly for child sex trafficking and also child porn.
Wow. Okay. Had no idea. No idea. Thanks for enlightening us on that. See, Sister Amazingly, what's going on? Brother Moore said mainly the just hilarious thing. I didn't know until today. I was today years old when I saw the people were coming at Just Hilarious for saying she ain't. I mean, you get attacked for saying facts these days. That's sad. That's so sad. You know what I mean? What can you do though? Unless you practice magic.
His Jedi mind tricks. Like you see how they trying to twist things up. Like, oh, they won't blatantly say that men are trying to replace women, but they will use certain terminology saying that it was one of those trannies. They said that something in regards to be included in the fight of trannies is something in regards to, like, it's an attack on women. That's how they try to like reverberate it and like twist up the whole ideology of it. Is they try to make sure that in order for you to be in alignment with this group or this perspective, then you have to include LGBTQ or transsexual people, etc., in order to be considered a real civil, threat, so to speak.
Yet and still, what's amazing to me about that part is that they claim that they've been bullied, and yet they're the ones doing all the bullying. All the signs of bullying are there. You can't say certain words anymore. You can't joke anymore about, like, you can't say the word faggot no more. You know what I mean? And without getting attacked. You can't say anything negative about, you can't do anything. But yet the alphabet community is behind it. You know what I mean? And what's bad about that is that they are hiding behind melanated women. Sorry, but I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? So
that was the whole point of the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
That was the whole women's liberation, and all of that was a blueprint that, mind you, we hadn't been educated enough even in their system to comprehend what was actually going on. So when you look at fraternities and sororities and how the majority of HBCUs are based in the arts that are run by homosexuals, you can begin to kind of connect these things. You know what I mean? I didn't go to college because I was good at football. I didn't go to college because my mom told me to. I went to college because I watched a fucking different world and got that indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to see it for what the fuck it was. Like, it's insane.
It's funny you say that. Excuse me. It's funny you say that because I went to college and earned 3 degrees, right? And I was naive enough to believe that once I graduated with my degrees, that I was just going to be set for life. I naively thought that. So I bought into it also. I bought into it, as a way of getting out of the ghetto, North Philadelphia. But even though I went into the military after graduating high school, I didn't go get to college till I was 27 or something like that. Yeah. So I went a little late, but you're still young when you're in your 20s. You know what I mean? And like I said, naively, I thought that I was going to be set. There wasn't no job I couldn't get. And I just saw just how racist this system is set up. You know what I mean? They have you put you in debt with all of these college loans and for you to get a piece of paper, to be indoctrinated into a system that's designed to operate the way it is. Kanye had a point. If you ever listen to his first album, he had little skits on his album about college. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to tell us. And I know firsthand he's absolutely right. The discussion, what we're talking about is we're just discussing. I want to show y'all a clip too. Something, remember, I'm always saying that I have a lot of, I'm gonna switch gears for a second. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I know, even though I say I try to stay away from this particular topic, it does make people uncomfortable regardless. regardless of what I say. So anyway, I do have a lot of the elder's works, and one of his best works is called The Sermon of Dracula. And I want to play a clip from that right now. Give me a second here. Yeah, I found it. Oh, sure. Let me see. Listen.
Physical level, when you read this Bible right here, King James Bible, this God is telling you that if you don't love me and follow what I say, I'm going to kill you, and then when you die, I'm going to burn you forever. That's the God you're worshiping, you see, if you're a Christian. But yet and still, he preordained Jesus Christ to die for all mankind, you see. You see. And all the sin was placed on him, but yet he's still going to kill you and send your ass to hell. You got to understand that. Mother Nature controls your birth and your death. This is the concept of where good and evil first came in, based on nature. Whenever you see a storm, whenever you see something bad happen, or someone gets sick in an ancient African village, or in a high technological city of ancient times, whenever something on the natural plane, and even in the spiritual, has spiritual aspects to it, because a person can get spiritually sick. That hurricane, that storm, or maybe some crops failed for that particular year. The corn didn't grow, the people couldn't eat. That became known as the devil or demons or evil. Every time the crops failed, that failing of the crops became the devil, which is only Mother Earth and how you are able to manipulate the elements of the earth to make the corn grow, you see. But it became synonymous with evil or the devil. Person may break out with a type of sickness. That sickness was attributed to some type of demon. It wasn't an actual physical demon, but it is a type of energy. And energy has no thinking in it. It is used, either drawn to you or repelled from you, based on your own vibration, you see. So, the ancient people, and even today, to appease or to repel that negative energy, you had to do a specific ritual, which today would be considered something satanic. For instance, they would sacrifice a virgin to whatever deity they worshiped at that particular time, and the energy of her death would repel the negative forces of Mother Earth, because the negativity was embodied in her sacrifice or sacrament. And so the negative energy coming toward that particular group or that particular tribe was repelled, you see. By doing something evil or so-called evil or bad, you repelled evil, you see. For instance, take the World Trade Center. Take the World Trade Center, for instance. Or take the so-called war in Afghanistan, or war anywhere, you see. To cause a type of destruction to repel a type of energy. We talked about what the World Trade Center was all about. Whereas this particular Bible God is a God of forgiveness, you see. But he's also a God of vengeance. It's a dual nature. You have to understand that. So-called America goes into Afghanistan for vengeance, you see. Yet they're a Christian nation, believing in forgiveness, love thy enemy. Cross up on top of the pile of when the World Trade Center and everything. But terrorism itself is revenge, you see, is revenge. You got to listen closely and read closely to how they manipulate the words when they speak in the papers. So-called America's attack on Afghanistan is vengeance. Terrorism is revenge. Two different statements. You have to understand that. But actually, of course, as I said before, Mother Earth has a dual nature. Satan and Jesus is one and the same. Male, female, you see, one and the same. Whereas, based on Christianity, for you Christians, if you're watching this particular tape, Satan is your best friend, you see? Because without Satan, there would be no church, no Bible, none of this stuff. You need that evil to keep your Christianity going. Without him, there is no Christianity. The devil is Christ, and your Bible and everything you do in church is all based on so-called adversary, the devil. You need your adversary. You see, you need him. You gotta understand that. That is very important that you understand that. But something very interesting dealing with the Christian information dealing with Satan. Satan, and as I said before, and Christ is one and the same. And Christ is actually this particular vampire that we're going to get into. But if you understand the similarities between Jesus and the so-called Dracula, I mean, if you look back, the Romans tried to kill him, but what? He rose from the dead. And you have all these people following this so-called Jesus, following his instructions without even thinking, you see. Without even thinking. You see.
And that is, yeah, that suit is clean he has on. I know, right? It's so redeeming seeing him with a priest habit. I mean, he dresses the part in his older videos, his older lectures, his the ones that's the most expensive, his what I call dark side lectures. He wears the garb. I mean, total Virgo energy that man was. You know what I mean? We have been talking about the I am the way, the truth, and the light. He goes in on Bible verses on that particular lecture, the Sermon of Dracula, where he compares verses of the Bible with the attributes of Count Dracula. I mean, it's amazing when you hear it. I can only play so much of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of his best. Remember the other day I put up the 10 best Azazel Bey lectures, and that's one of them, the Sermon of Dracula. You know, people don't believe me when I speak the truth about college education. Does not guarantee a job, but you're guaranteed to have debt. Yes, thank you, D. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, like I said, I was naive. I was very naive. And I thought, you know, college degrees, shit, it didn't matter. My skin color didn't change. And that's a sad reality of the United States. It's a sad reality, but it's a reality. It's not something you can actually get away, and the system's made to be that way. Love, peace, and power, Vega. What's going on, sir? How are you? Just doing a test run here with this Zoom call. Just talking in general, basically, giving the chance for everyone to join me here and actually give a thought or two. Here's another one where, last night, when he says about good and evil, the whole lecture is the bomb, but he's talking about good and evil. This, for billions of years, that's been the story, good and evil, good versus evil. You see what I'm saying? And they put it in various stories. You know what I mean? We watched the movie last night, Unbreakable. And if I was to have a so-called man crush and say no homo, if that's even allowed for the masses anymore, but I love M. Night Shyamalan movies. Now, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, they play in this movie, and it's one of his best movies called Unbreakable. And there's a twist at the end, but in one part of the movie, Samuel L. Jackson explains to him about comic books and how comic books are actually stories that's just passed down from civilization to civilization. You understand what I'm saying? And I forget how he put it, but I totally agree with that. Comic books, and I believe that's why Azazel Bay made his last books comic books, because people will read a comic book. They have problems reading a regular book, but a comic book they're going to pay attention to because they have pictures, like the hieroglyphics, one big ass comic book, the hieroglyphics on the pyramids. See what I'm saying? This is why, like I said, Asian cultures, they pass down spiritual technology to their masses by way of anime, because they all watch it. That's part of their culture. Comic books like this. Doctor Strange has a book called The Book of the Vishanti that I told y'all about before. Okay. This book, see the artwork here? The book cost me $30. 30. This one too. And this is hardcover. $30 for a comic book. Artwork is fantastic. So yeah, I believe in comic books also. But remember, I say get magic wherever you can go. Young Witches, another comic book, $35. Can't show you the artwork in here because it's pornographic. That's what this is about. But this is sex magic. That's all it is. Sex magic. The Young Witches. Ishtar. This is Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess. Ishtar. Of course, they have her in white skin. Of course. But yeah, I pay a pretty penny for all of my material. You see what I'm saying? Unbreakable is one of those, but I endorse all of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. But Unbreakable, he's talking about, he has a message in every single movie. Like another one of my favorites of his is called Devil. All right. Like the literal devil is in the elevator with 5 other people. And one by one, they picked off. So it's a whodunit of who the actual devil is. And there's a twist in that one too. You know what I'm saying? Another reason I like his movies is because he shoots them all around my hometown, Philadelphia. He's from there. I don't know if he's from there, if he was born and raised, or he moved there to live, but all of his movies are shot in or around Philadelphia. Okay. Watch his movies. Lady in the Water was a mythological tale about a water nymph. Okay. The Visit was just crazy. That was just crazy, But just like I used to like Brian De Palma movies like Carrie and Scarface, that's another Brian De Palma movie. There's certain directors I like, and M. Night Shyamalan is my top one. Brian De Palma was my top one for a long time. Okay. But then I saw the quality of M. Night Shyamalan, and that became my favorite. Y'all all right? Y'all with me? Who is he? Because he definitely went in. Moonfeather, that is Azazel Bay. Okay. Namaste, Katrina. The devil is who you least expect. That let's see, she gave it away. Butterfly Rain gave it away, but yeah, it's who you least expect. It was a great tale, but it was an old tale. It's a tale that you hear as a little child. You know what I mean? But M. Night Shyamalan, check his movies out. They give him grief about his movies. His movies are the shit. The Sixth Sense, his first big success. The Sixth Sense. Okay. No, you're good, Butterfly Rain. That's fine. Who knows who's actually going to watch the movie? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he goes in. That's why I constantly. Oh, in case you didn't know, when he passed, we coming up on a year in September, right before my birthday, or the day before my birthday, Azazel made the transition. I'm not sure if all of you know this, but once he did, yes, I saw After Earth. Absolutely. Absolutely. After Earth. Absolutely. A lot of people didn't like that one either. And yet still there's a message there. People don't like messages. They want to be entertained. It illustrates my point. His ex-wife, I don't know if any of you know Majid. His ex-wife contacted me. She called me. I had never spoken to this woman. Never. Okay. I knew of her through him and through his lectures. I didn't even know they were divorced. Okay. She contacted me. She said, I don't know why I'm contacting you. She said, I got this overwhelming urge to contact you and just to say thank you. You know what that did to me when she did that? She said, I don't know why I'm contacting you because I don't know you. She said, but I had this overwhelming urge to contact you and say thank you. I said, I don't know what to say to that. She said, there's nothing for you to say. She said, just receive the message. That's her exact words. Just receive the message. I was like, thank you, sister. I really appreciate it. I humbly received that message. Okay. So I got a couple different confirmations once he passed. People who didn't even know that, I'm sorry, people who we don't regularly talk, contacting, say, hey, Azazel, this has to be him. You know, I mean, it was a couple different confirmations for me. You see what I'm saying? Somebody else gave you a call like that on the master teacher's behalf. Exactly. I think I was a little resistant to it. I'm like, who am I? You know, I was like, who am I? But it is what it is. So, yeah, just in case, now I see that I talked to Brother Khalil about that, you know, because I was overwhelmed with that knowledge that she contacted me that way. You see what I'm saying? So, here's another clip. Another important lecture of his is called the Montauk Project. Now, I'm not sure how many of you know who Brother Dawood is. He's another intellectual mastermind. I think he made the transition also. He's another legend. They are both on this particular tape. The Montauk Project is what they're talking about. If any of you actually watch Stranger Things, okay, that's about the Montauk Project. All right. Someone coming in? Oh, okay, Brother Moore. Let's see. Where did I put it? Yeah, that's where I put it. Okay. So take a look at this clip here.
Associated with
What happened? Something happened there. Jesus Christ. All right, give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I'm not sure what happened just now. I'm not even sure where I was at as far as that was concerned. All right, so it's now not cooperating. So what I'm gonna do is try and open this a different way. Let's see. There we go. I think I know the problem, y'all. Damn it. All right, so I know what I did wrong. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Is it still hot where y'all are?
Super hot. Super hot. It's humid except out here in Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. Man,
It's burning here in Louisiana.
I can imagine Louisiana. Can really imagine Louisiana. It is nice and sticky there.
97 here in Virginia. It's horrible.
Jeez. In Virginia? Those are my old stomping grounds. That's where I met my wife. And to be like 80 there, that is incredible. All right, so I'm gonna go out of this. The problem is I don't know where I was. I think I was right here. All right, so let's start right here. And let me thank y'all again for joining me on this live test run.
The bedrock upon which everything else is laid upon. In Russia, communism was simply laid on top of the original territorial spirits. In China, communism was simply laid on top of the original territorial spirits. This is one factor why Chinese and Russian communism were never alike. A little bit more. The entity comes in because it wants to be with us. Maybe it shares our tastes and habits, or is a departed friend or family member who wants to stay around because it is connected to us. Maybe by deep bonds of love or guilt or grief, or is frightened to move on. Very frequently, the entity wants to be with us because it does not understand that it is dead, or fears what may be waiting for it in the afterlife. And it wants to hold on at any cost to a live body, ours. Sometimes entity comes in because it has a score to settle. It may want to punish us or even kill us. It happens. The entity may seek to establish control over the host to the point where it can force the host to an act of self-destruction, committing suicide, to join someone on the other side, or murdering innocent people for a cause. So you have these spirits, you have these entities that are tapped in through these sex rituals that took place out in Montauk, connecting up to Land's End, England. Now, what do they do when they do that?
Let me stop it right there for just a second and say that I can quote a lot of shows where they are talking about, they've been trying to get this information out to people for the longest time about what happens when you die. I do believe they do know this, okay? They do know what happens, you know? And what he was just talking about was how people can remain earthbound, all right? If you ever watch Lost, and shout out to Khalil for putting me on to Lost, the whole season 6 was about their afterlife, all right? I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't seen it. But this is why I always say I hate the term rest in peace. I can't stand it because we got this idea, most of us, we have this idea that somehow we're just sleeping peacefully eternally. And that's not it. That's not it. Your consciousness goes nowhere. Okay. What you do with this life now, how you prepare your consciousness now, how you raise your vibrations now, determines how you move on once your physical body deceases. That makes sense? It determines how your afterlife is actually going to be. All right. There are rituals that actually help people pass on. Me and my wife had to help her mother pass on. Okay. She kept having this recurrent dream where her mother's trying to say something, but she couldn't talk. So I consulted someone like, yeah, she's still here. She is absolutely still here. She's trying to tell her daughter, you know what I'm saying? So we set up an altar for her and a candle and some of her favorite things, her cane, her Pepsi. We set up an altar for her and a white candle, a white 7-day candle. And within a week, my wife stopped having those dreams, okay? There are so people who are so attached to this earthly realm and are afraid to move on. All right. So I just wanted to make that point there. Okay. I've been meaning to bring that up for a long time. I just keep forgetting. Someone just messaged me.
You mind if I add something to that?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
For anybody who's familiar with Khalid Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad was about as militant as you can possibly get, right? He had a few interactions and lessons from Bobby Hemmett, right? Because Khalid was so earthbound, he did not deal with any spirituality whatsoever. Whatsoever. Bobby Hemmett gave him a tip one day when he was having a debate to lecture to the air, to not even engage with his opponent directly, because in order to kind of supersede the spirituality, he had to tap in the only way he knew how. So when we talk about the 72 Goetia and the 72 chakras that we have on our pineal gland, the first eye, when we talk about those legions, this is where some of those leaders and soldiers have to go so that we can do the work to educate them so they can do what they actually are supposed to do spiritually, because they didn't get that here.
Great point. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Great point. This is why I'm always telling people, raise your vibrations while you're here. I always say, build a soul while you're here, okay? Who wants to return to this shit? Isn't this is a prison? It is. It's a prison. Think about it. You pay for water, you pay for electricity, natural resources that the earth provides for free. You pay for it. Okay? It's a prison, whether you want to believe it or not. Just look around you. All right. So the goal has always been to raise your vibrations to a higher level so that you can take your consciousness to the next life. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It changes form. Okay? They still don't know where lightning comes from, nor do they know where it originates from. All right? You have electrical impulses inside your brain. Not something I'm making up. You can look it up. Okay? Why is electricity inside your body? See what I'm saying? So watch Lost. Lost is great. I haven't seen a show like that in a long time. There are plenty of shows where they show this simple concept. Pay attention to season 6. Again, I got to shout out Brother Cannell for putting me onto it. Okay, we exchange information a lot, and he sent me a flash drive. As a matter of fact, this is it right here. I'm rewatching The Wire now. He put The Wire on here for me. And he put Lost on it. I was like, why'd you put Lost on it? I was never interested in the show. Remember, anytime the masses are, you know, gathered into something, I usually go in the opposite direction. But he was like, no, you gotta watch Lost. And he was absolutely right. Very metaphysical show. It really is. It explains so much in season 6. It wraps it all together. Okay. Time travel, and I say it too much in case any of y'all want to watch. All right. So let's get back to this real quick.
A lot of information. And so I'm going to have to end it here because I'm limited for time. But I'm happy to say we have a very special treat from the collector. You ain't gonna bring one yet?
Not yet.
Brother Dawood.
Let's give it up for Brother Azazel. 2000. I was walking in. Let's give Brother Azazel a hand, by the way. Yeah, my brother. I was rolling with Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad real hard, and I will always stumble across Brother Azazel on 127th Street every Wednesday night on the side of the UAM, and the brother would have his table out there. That's how I got started. I would go by and pick up tapes from Brother Azazel. He would give me tapes of himself, the Holy Womb, or so I would take the tape home and say, the fuck is he talking about, man? That shit would be getting me crazy as hell. So then I would come back to the brother and say, nah, brother, I'm really not feeling this yet. I need something else that's gonna really, you know. On the planet Earth, they said, when you saw these things, if you are not a part of the judgment or the big payback, you should be glad. Now, if you're not a little fucking Eichmann, if you're not a little fucking Negro, if you're not a little I Spy, I want to be a white assimilationist, cocksucking, Christian, Zionist, national fucking Nazi Republican motherfucking walking perdition piece of shits, you got nothing to fear this judgment. We stay drunk with the power of the judgment of the Spirit. Drunk with the power of the judgment of those hurricanes coming to them. Drunk with the power that there is a God, and that God is fucking America up, and every white motherfucker. Turn on your fucking TV, turn on the fucking Weather Channel. And if they telling you that on the Weather Channel, I'll have to tell you the 95% of this shit they ain't telling you. Can I get an amen? We're going to challenge. We're dedicating this Holy Divine Dissertation today to two gentlemen. Number one, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, left brother. Okay. All right. And number two, brother Hugo Chavez. We're uniting the two soldiers or apostles based on one word, devil. Who the fuck is the devil? If you don't know who the fuck the devil is, then get the fuck out of here because you're a illiterate motherfucker. The devil is in Washington. The devil is Dr. Bloomberg. The devil is in Israel. The devil is all around you. How can you continue to let the ant terrorize the elephant? Woo! You're the equivalent of the elephant race that's being terrified. What kind of elephant let an ant beat his ass? I want to know, how did this come to be?
All right, so I'm stopping there. That is Brother Dawood. Oh, I'm sorry. Brother Dawood is raw, y'all. Okay, and I ain't trying to make anyone uncomfortable or anything, but he cusses a whole lot. He said, "You miss him?" Yeah, I know, right? I think it was last year when we found out that he passed away. I think he passed away. What's interesting is that I don't think him and Azazel, I'm not sure if they weren't cool or they just went their separate ways. It happens. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean there's no beef. It just means different paths. That's it. But I do know they weren't like, I asked him about him one day. I said, is Brother Dawood still around? He said, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in years. So, you know, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I found out from Black Dot that Dawood was no longer here. I have a few of his tapes. You know, I keep saying tapes because when I listen to the lectures, they're so old. That's what they were on. They were on VHS tapes. But I have a few of his too. You know, anybody who was worth listening to, I have. Okay. But I want to go back to my point when I say the dead don't know they're dead. All right. That's why you should want to raise your vibrations in your consciousness. Okay. Raise your vibrations. Fuck money. Money is a man-made concept, y'all. It really is. Securing a bag is a man-made thing. They got you chasing things that you can't take with you if you actually pass on. And they got a lot of people scared to go elsewhere besides here. They're earthbound. Would you really want to be a ghost stuck here? That happens. You know what I'm saying? People who have not moved on, they stay stuck here, but they can't interact with nobody. You know what I mean? What kind of existence would that be? Would you want that? I wouldn't. Sharon, I think you're stuck. I think you're frozen. Oh, no, you're not. Okay, thanks. This is a good show. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I didn't know how I was doing. This is my first ever like interactive, whatever you want to call this, live. But he has so many more lectures that is just a bomb. You know what I mean? And it's a shame that he's so underrated. It's just, I'm talking about Aziz Ali. He has another one, I have a special folder for him. Okay. He has a lecture called Sexuality After Death. It's a part of my sex magic class. Okay. There's a lot of material in that Magic 301, a lot, and 401. But in Funderstanding, not understanding, but understanding, his message was he was going to make this fun. Okay. Funderstanding, he shows how to star step. Remember we was talking about star stepping. Okay. He's the only brother that I know that has done this. All right. It's a brief synopsis of star stepping, drawing down the energy of the stars.
Everyone is going to step on every one of these points. Watch me first. Starting here. This is called star stepping. What you're doing is you're lining up your thoughts with the star system of Polaris. This is the Big Dipper. So I already stepped on this first one. I'm going to move to the second one. See, you're going to take the step and then stop. You're going to take the step and stop. Take the step, stop, take the step, stop, take the step, stop, take the step, stop. And then on the water symbol, which is the Feng Shui, and let your balloon go. Now when you let the balloon go, do not take your eyes off of the balloon until it's out of your sight. You want to understand that? Make it stay there. Stay there. No, you don't have to stay there once the balloon is gone. Okay. Everyone understand that? Who does not understand that? Who does not understand that? Stop keep in mind what you wrote on your balloon.
Yep.
Keep in mind. Next, step it up. Step in. And let it go. Keep your eyes on it. And then you step back up. Your eyes on the balloon. Step over there. Next, keep it moving. Come on. Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
So remember, star stepping is a Taoist practice. Okay, it's a Taoist practice. It's a deprogramming practice. All right. So the idea of what he was showing, and he did this right out in the open. The idea was to have a violet balloon and have something you want to deprogram yourself from. Okay. He already had the system of Polaris drawn on the ground right there. And then he had a water symbol, which is Feng Shui. Okay. That's where you end up. All right. And after you end up there, you let your balloon go with whatever you wrote on that balloon, and you keep your eyes on it until it disappears. Star stepping. Very powerful practice. Again, it's a Taoist practice. I'm looking at the comments here. Brother Yosef has a video on shamanistic star stepping. And what is star stepping? Okay. I think I just listened. Indeed, I first heard from him. Yeah. It's a deep okay, go ahead, Brother Moore. I see you.
Hey, I just want to give you props. You're doing you showing out today.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. I try. I didn't think I was too prepared, but y'all kind of make this easy for me, you know. I really do wish that some more people knew about all of the information that was out there, you know, but I tried my best to bring it to y'all as best I can. But Sharon, are you driving? Are you sitting still, right? You ain't driving looking at me, are you? Okay. All right, I'm making sure. I mean, drive responsibly, you know what I mean? But again, the star stepping is a really good deprogramming technique that you can use. Not every technique has to be ritualistic in nature for it to be effective. Okay. You can heal yourself with star stepping. All right. You can do all kinds of things. Get rid of some kind of fears or whatever. But that's on his lecture, Understanding. Right out there, I think it was on 125th Street. He started the lecture inside, then he came outside, you know, and showed them how to star step. As you can see, they were holding whatever they wanted to deprogram themselves from in their violet balloon. Any questions for me before I tip on out of here? Does anyone have a copy of Reiki Magic by Kyriakos? Oh, yes. Yes, thanks for bringing it to. Absolutely. Low Magic is super effective. I see someone that's not letting me do this live. Good grief. Clients, y'all. If anyone has a copy of Reiki Magic, let me say something about Reiki. It's a very powerful healing technique. I just never had any interest in it, which is funny because I'm a Virgo, we're natural healers, but I never incorporated that into a magic practice for me. That's just me. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. Okay, it's very effective. There are Reiki masters who can heal people at a distance. Okay. If anyone has this copy of Reiki Magic by Kyriakos, please let me know. Okay. No questions? There's no questions. Thank y'all so much for making this easy and joining me today. Thank you for joining the Zoom live. I think for the next time that I actually do this, what I'm going to do is have a better format for y'all. Okay. Again, this is my first time doing this, and I really had no template to go off of. So I just kind of flowed. Hopefully we were good though. Okay. If there's nothing else, then thanks again, y'all. Much love and thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I am the one and only Magic LaCroix. This is everybody who came to the Zoom live. Amazingly, Latanya, Sharon, Kalel, Alicia, Brother Moore. I think, did anyone else come? And there were people who were in the chat. Moonfeather, Butterfly Rain, Native Great, Rayshawn, D. Vega, Kenya, Anubis. Okay. I will see y'all next week, next time. Same bat time, same bat channel, 3 p.m. Eastern, Central Standard Time. Okay. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Great weekend ahead, and I will see y'all Tuesday. As always, namaste. Peace.